All right, y'all, Q1 of 2022 is already over, so it is time for a net worth update video. This one is going to be great. If you've been following me on the channel for a while, then you know I had some major progress in my last net worth update video. I had my student loans paid off. I was able to pay off about $13,500 in one quarter due to some massive amounts of overtime and bonus pay that I got at my job. So I thought that was some great progress, but during Q1 of 2022, I have sold my old home, bought this home, made some major gains there. Also, I contributed some of the profits from the home sale to my portfolio. My portfolio has gone way up, and this net worth update is just going to be interesting. If you're new to the channel, welcome. I'm on YouTube showing my journey to reach financial independence and retire early. This whole YouTube channel is just a documentation of the decisions that I have made in my personal finances to try to reach financial independence and retire early. And I know that many of you out there are on your own fire journeys, so I know personally that I love seeing other people's stories. I hope that y'all can resonate with mine if you're trying to reach financial independence for yourself. These net worth update videos are really motivational for me because I can see the change over time. Financial independence is not something that you can just snap your fingers and reach overnight unless you win the lottery or something, but those of us in the FIRE movement are usually smart enough to not play the lottery. We do this the hard way, just saving, cutting expenses, investing the difference, growing that gap, and becoming wealthy over time. So with all that said, I do have a spreadsheet that tracks my net worth growth over time. And if you're interested in this spreadsheet, I do have a link to it in the description box down below. All the spreadsheets that I use on the channel are linked on my Ko-Fi page. They are free to download if you guys are interested. So click that link below and you can get this spreadsheet for free. As usual with these net worth updates, I have not looked at my number beforehand. So we're gonna find out what my net worth actually is together. The only thing that I have updated before I started filming is what my current portfolio balance is, but that is only one piece of the puzzle when it comes to your net worth. So this is gonna be exciting to see how much it has grown in one quarter. Let's jump in and take a look. Here it is, my net worth tracker in my Google Sheets spreadsheet, and I've left up the last couple of quarters so we can do a comparison here. Actually, let me shrink this just a bit. A little bit more. Yeah, that way we can see the full boxes over here. But I wanted to leave up the last couple of quarters just so y'all could appreciate the massive progress that I have made here recently. It's kind of amazing. I only track my net worth quarterly. I am more interested in my overall portfolio value because after I retire early, that is what I'm going to be living off of. That's why I track that monthly in my budget reviews. But still, it is very motivational to track your net worth also. And for me, I just prefer to do that on a quarterly basis. So starting at the top, we'll look at my assets first. I keep it pretty simple. I just list my home, my car, and my portfolio value. So since the last quarter, I sold my old home. Now, I was conservative on the value for my old home. The reason I listed $140,000 is because that is what my old home appraised for when I did my home refinance in 2020. So I thought that when I decided to sell my home that I would get a little bit more than that, sure. I was not prepared when my home actually sold for $247,000. Yes, the real estate market is insane recently. I did not realize that it was that insane in very rural North Carolina where I used to live. So it is, and I was super happy to get that amount of money for my old home, but still, I was way too conservative on the home value for my old home, clearly. I'm not going to change it because it is what it is. It's already sold now. I'm just gonna leave it at 140. But as far as this home that I purchased, the purchase price for this home was $164,000. It does need some work, but the appraisal value when I bought the home was at $180,000. So I'm still going to try to be somewhat conservative, but maybe less so than I was for my old home because I was way off on the old home. I have been keeping an eye on the market around here and looking at what homes sell for that are 3-bed, 2-bath, about the same size as this one. And recently, I would say a pretty fair comparison was a new construction. So there's a difference there, and it was just a little bit larger, but it was 3-bed, 2-bath, which is what this house is eventually going to be. It appraised for $180, being what it currently is, which is a 3-bed, 1.5 bath. And the house that I compared to sold last week for $275,000. That home does not have a fenced-in yard. It's not in as good of a location as this one. I think that by the time the renovations and everything are done with this house, I could very easily sell this house for $250,000. So that's what I'm going to estimate the value of this home at. I think that that is being conservative, but then again, the housing market could always go down. So I'm okay with being a little bit on the conservative side. So we'll list it at $250,000 here. Next, for my car, again, the used car market is kind of crazy. I bought my car new, but it is now used, of course. And as far as valuing it, I just go with whatever Mint.com tells me. So Mint.com uses a Kelley Blue Book valuation based off of the number of miles that you have on the car. And I am now at 19,000 miles on my car. So let's update that. So value dropped just a little bit, but not too much. With the way the used car market is right now, I'm actually not upside down on this car, even though I did buy it brand new. So there's that. I do have a little bit of positive equity there. Current value, $34,236. We'll plug that in. Okay, that leaves my current portfolio value, which I did update this before I started filming this video. So y'all can see there's been some good growth in the portfolio over the last couple of quarters, but with the home sale and extra money that I got from that, I did throw some money into the portfolio as well. So this is gonna be a big jump. We are currently at $221,705 in the portfolio. So that's amazing. Oh my God. I knew that I would have a lot more assets. I was not expecting $500,000. Yeah, this is going to be a good net worth update, you guys. I promise you, I am not doing this to brag at all. Y'all have been following me on the channel for a while, then you know. This is purely just documentation, but this is proof that it is possible to reach financial independence and retire early. Being a single person on one income, it's doable. You just have to make good choices consistently. So as far as liabilities go, this home mortgage liability is going to go up because I did buy this new house and I owe more on this house than I did on the old one. Let's see, my current mortgage balance that I owe is $131,002.83. And my car debt, I do owe less than $30,000 on it now, so I've made a little bit of progress there. $29,747.76. Okay. Wow. Oh, every time I do these net worth updates, I'm telling you, it is so motivational. Oh my God, y'all, the last 3 quarters here. This is a 9-month time period that my net worth has jumped from $165,000 to $206,000 to $345,000 in 9 months. It's insane. If you're new to the channel, no, I do not have student loans anymore, but I leave it listed here so that way the graph down below will calculate appropriately. We will check that graph in just a second. I do have to take a look. I also like to keep an eye on my quarterly savings rate average. So I will just take a look back at my last 3 months in my budget and see what my average savings rate was over those 3 months. So we'll do that next. All right, a pretty good savings rate. It's actually a little bit higher than I anticipated. I knew that my savings rate in February was very good. It was over 60%, but January and March were not that great. It was less than 10% for those months. So averaging out here, I came out at 25.9%. So I'm glad that it was a little bit more than the previous quarter. Always good to see a little bit of progress, even if it's not much as far as the savings rate goes. I expect that my savings rate is going to skyrocket once all of the renovations around here are finished. Either way, if I choose to just dump all the extra money into the market, that's going to increase the savings rate, obviously. But I do not include debt payments in my savings rate. So if I end up just paying extra money towards the car, that won't reflect in the next quarter. But the faster I get my car paid off, then the more cash flow I'm going to have every month sooner. So then I can start investing aggressively. And either way, my savings rate eventually is going to go up a lot higher than 25%. So I'm still pleased with that number though, but let's move down and take a look at the graph for my net worth. This is going to be up and to the right, you guys. Wow. Yeah, that's some progress. If I could maintain this trajectory, I would be fired very quickly. Let's adjust this a bit. There we go. A little bit easier to see everything here. So yeah, the green line is the net worth and the blue line is the savings rate. As y'all can see, my savings rate struggled there for a little bit, but it's going in the right direction now. And eventually, once my debts are gone, once these renovations are done around the house, I am expecting that my monthly savings rate should be at least 60%, if not more. That's the goal. I'm hoping that I can get there pretty soon. And once I do, that is really going to make a difference as far as the portfolio value goes, which is only going to help my net worth. And so will having all of my debts gone besides the mortgage. All right, guys, there you have it. I am 1/3 of the way to being a millionaire. So cheers to that. It's seriously mind-boggling. I think I say that every single time that I do a net worth update. It's just crazy how much progress I have had in such a short amount of time. Yes, I am working a lot. Yes, I have made some big money moves with the home sale. I know that the markets have helped me on this journey also, but you can't deny that the decisions I have made have helped my progress along quite a lot. So the future is unknown, guys. Who knows how the markets are going to do, but choosing to be as consistent as I can on this journey is paying off. I am finally seeing some massive moves, some real progress. The portfolio is growing to the point where it's starting to feed itself and really take off. Of course, I'm going to keep contributing to it, but compound interest is your friend. And I'm really excited to see where this year ends. If I have made this much progress in Q1 of 2022, we still have the rest of the year to go for more progress to be made. So I hope that y'all will stick around for the journey. Again, if you like that net worth tracker, I do have it for free. The link is in the description box down below, so y'all can follow that link to the Ko-Fi page, download that spreadsheet and the others that I use on the channel. You're welcome to it. Y'all can see how motivating it is when you really start seeing some progress. So I hope that that will motivate you too on your own fire journey. Leave me a like for all of this transparency. It really does help out the channel with the YouTube algorithm. I appreciate you guys watching as always, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.